Welcome back to Vision of Victory. Your friend Ricardo Vaca. Today's special guest is Drew Martinez.
Yes, sir, brother. How you doing?
Thanks for being here, man. Thank you
for having me. It's a
But let's get right into it, bro.
Yes.
There was a version of you that thought comedy wasn't going to work.
Mm-hmm.
If there was, let me know if there wasn't. But
Right.
And when was that for you?
I would say before I started.
Okay.
Okay, so I would say before I even took the leap of faith, I for sure thought maybe there's a what if not? What if I'm not funny? What if they think this? And I think now that's progressed more with the repetitions that I got on stage.
Nice.
So I think when you build that confidence, it slowly decreases. Now there's still a fact of like, damn, they might not like this material.
Yeah.
I might have to pivot, some certain way. But in a sense of me quitting, no. I think that's very like you have to either be in or be out. You know what I mean? With everything, I feel like as well. How you go to the gas station. You're either gonna fill up or you're gonna leave.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's the same thing. You're gonna do it or not. I can tell everyone what you get into it. What you put into is what you're gonna get out of it.
Yeah,
You know what I
definitely.
mean?
Yeah.
With everything with life, but yeah, no, it didn't really come to my mind as far as quitting. But I have doubted myself on like I need to be better. You know what I mean? So. And I think that's just with growth, with everything as evolved, with how you're getting where you want to go and how the journey is. You know what I mean? So when you do the journey, at least for me, I always tell myself it's not about the destination. It's about the journey.
Okay.
Because if you're going to focus on the destination, you'll feel like you're never evolving.
Yeah.
Because you're so focused on, I need to be rich.
Oh, okay.
But if I'm over here like, I just need to get $10. You can probably get that in a day by just asking 10 people. Honestly, you know what I mean? By working at it.
I like that.
But yeah, I would say I go about it differently. For sure.
Okay, for sure, man. What was that moment? Walk us through that moment where you're like, hey, you know what? Like, I am kind of funny. I'm gonna pursue this. Like, was there a moment or a friend or a girlfriend that told you?
You know what's crazy is that when I was in 7th grade, I used to have like my homies would rally up in like break time, recess, I would say they called it. And we would hang out at one table. There was always that one table that all the homies kicked it at, right?
Yeah.
So I would just pull up and I would just roast everyone in the circle.
Yeah.
And I would tell everyone, hey, if you want to laugh, come back at this table. We're gonna be laughing so many more times. You know what I mean? A lot of people didn't come back because they didn't want to be roasted, but the homies always came back, and you would just always kick it with them. But I've always wanted to be one. I always wanted to be a comedian ever since 5th grade, man.
Okay.
When I was in 5th grade, everyone had like firefighter, princess, astronaut, and then it was me like
Cop.
comedian, exactly, cop. And then like my mom was like, dang, you're the only one that doesn't have a career. But it was cool because it was different. You know what I mean? And now that I'm doing it, she can honestly say, dang, you've wanted to do this since you were so little.
Okay.
So I think that's like a good feeling as well, that like I've always wanted to do this, just never took the leap of faith, to be honest. But like I was telling you, I've written so many times for years and stuff like that. Just got the cojones to go on stage, you know what I mean?
For sure. And since you mentioned that about like everyone picking careers, did your mom or your parents, did they support you? Like, hey, maybe you should do something else, or?
You know what? At first, I think since I took it so leap of faith, it's so long in my career as in like my age, which is like 27, 26 is when I started like going into it. I think they kind of were like, this is what you want to do. Like, this is what you want to do. But like when I was like 18, 19, 17, they're like, this is not what you're going to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you need to go to school, you need to find. So I was actually looking for things that I like needed to do to stay alive, but not that I wanted to do. Okay. Everything else was led back to comedy for sure.
Yeah.
But they support, and now they support crazy, so which I love. You know what I mean? Having my parents there. Some people don't like their family there, but I'm like, hey, you want to go? You're gonna hear me talk shit about you. You know what I mean? This is what it is, but it's comedy. So it's a good time.
For sure, man. And who were you before comedy?
I was just a try hard, if I would say that.
Try hard.
And I mean that as in like I'm just trying to make something of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whether I had 2 jobs at one point, I used to work for In-N-Out and Chick-fil-A at the same time. So it was like sometimes I would wake up at like 7 and I would scooter to like the train station with my scooter, and then I would get the train station to like Pasadena, And then from the train station, I would wait until to the next ride and go to Chick-fil-A at like, so let's say I was working from 8 to 5, and then I worked from 6 to 11 at
Okay.
Chick-fil-A, and
Okay.
then that would be my day.
Really?
And then I was like, okay, I wanna do more. I wanna do more. So I was always trying to get above and beyond of what I can do. You know what I mean? Whether it be a career at In-N-Out or a career somewhere else. But
Yeah.
I've
Well,
always
dude,
wanted
you
to.
work for the top 2 fast food restaurant chains, man.
Facts, bro. No, I know.
Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out,
Dude.
best customer service, best probably tasty food.
Yeah, and they always wanted their hookups, all your homies, and I did though. I hooked up all my homies.
Yeah,
dog.
sick.
I had to.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
They wanted shakes. I got them the extra large shakes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
They wanted fries.
Yeah.
They got cold fries because we needed to get them out, but that's about it.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
for
mean?
sure,
But
man.
It was cool.
But working there at In-N-Out and Chick-fil-A, since they have the best customer service, in my opinion, what do you take from there now to your career in comedy?
I would say work ethic. Work ethic has been a tradition in my family as well since I was young.
Oh,
Since
okay.
my fathers,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
brothers, very was hardworking people in my family. So it was never any slack. And I think with the people that got me into In-N-Out and gave me so many chances to be better, because there was times I should have been fired,
Really?
many times. But at the
Was
same
it 'cause
time,
being late,
no, I think just
cracking
doing,
jokes?
I think just
clowning off
messing
people?
up on things like on the shift. They all knew I was a jokester. They all knew
Yeah.
I would be like one you have to watch. But
Okay.
I think they saw potential in me because I would show up on time. I mean, show up every day that I was needed to be there. You know what I mean? I wouldn't really call off. I would just be like, okay, you want me to work? I'll work. But they would, sometimes be like, why'd you do this? Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
So I should have been fired way more times. But hey,
Yeah.
they like something,
Yeah.
Could have been my ass. No, I'm just kidding.
Could have been. With that little baby clip. Do you still wear that
man.
shit or no?
I used to sell that shit. I had like 4 or 5 of them at my house. And people were like, "Can I have it?" I'm like, "Go ahead, have that shit."
Yeah. That's
know?
funny, man.
Yeah, you can, and they didn't. At first, they stopped letting those into Disneyland. They're considered as weapons.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, I used to have one, and I got in there like, you can't come in with that anymore. It's a weapon.
Damn. So you would rock that just like, hey, I work at In-N-Out. Like,
I
what's
think
up?
I had to use that as a keychain at first.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what In-N-Out people did. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? I was young too, so I really
that's cool. Yeah.
wanted to show everyone where I worked.
Yeah,
you know
like
what I mean?
In-N-Out,
But-
what's up?
Exactly. You see it. You see the keychain.
Yeah.
So, it was once I stopped, getting out of the In-N-Out, it was a different route. I used to do HVAC too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was
yeah.
into HVAC. Started doing a little HVAC, and then I was like, you know what? I need an office job, and I got an office job now.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. So you got an office job that you want to do that for your schedule to focus on comedy, or
Right.
is that-
It's funny you asked that because I actually do now. I try to pave my way into comedy and move it with my schedule for work, so it kind of correlates.
Okay. Nice.
So if I work from home, now I can work from home and work with other people. And now I can do this, you know what I mean? So it's been very well, been very blessed to be where I'm at now
Yeah.
with everything going on. So I think that's what's a big key in it, to be
Yeah,
honest.
for sure, man. And what were you insecure about back then that still shows up now in your life today?
Shit, that's a good question. What was I insecure about? I think people just liking me. That I'm still like,
That still kind of shows up now, but you identified it
Oh.
like, hey, like I'm working on this.
dang, you know what? I think people's opinion. And it still kind of shows now, but not in a sense of what it meant back then.
Okay.
So I think people's opinion now, like back then, was more like, dang, I want to be something, right? And now that I feel like I found my way of what I want to do in my career and people are seeing it now I feel insecure that I don't want to let them see me fail.
Okay.
So I don't really care if they watch,
Okay.
but I don't want to let them ever see me fail, which they will.
Yeah.
But that's just an insecurity that everyone has naturally.
Yeah.
And that honestly disappears with more comedy that I do. You know what I mean? So the
Yeah,
more
yeah.
comedy that I do, the stronger that gets. You know,
okay.
I used to care about people's opinions. Now I really don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that kind of correlates with them wanting to see me fail. Because I know people want to see you fail. They want to see you fail all the time. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? There's people in front of you that, hope you don't make the next red light. You know what I mean? They don't want to see you do
Yeah.
something. It's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
something with little. It could be the most little thing, but they don't want to see you do it.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
for
what I
sure,
mean?
man. And who do you think those people are? Friends, family, or just people in the game trying to come up with you?
I think it's a mixture of a lot.
Okay.
I think it is like it could be a random ass person that just doesn't like the trolls online.
Yeah.
I think those people, like, they're always gonna be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
It could, like, there's random people online all the time, just like
the comments?
they sucks.
Yeah.
Like, you should do
Okay.
better.
Yeah.
And how I tolerate them is I just agree with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no way to put someone down better from what they're trying to put you down than just agree with
Yeah.
them. You know
So
what
you
I
never
mean?
argue in the comments?
Yeah,
with
they
them?
never argue. I never argue. I just
No?
laugh at it. Like, if
Okay.
they say this shit sucks, I'm like, it does. It's terrible. Why are we watching it? You know what I mean? And they don't even know what to say after because they're like, damn.
Like, you agree with me?
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
bitch. They'll say, yeah, you're a bitch. I'm like, I'm a bitch. I can say that shit every day to my life, you know?
But was there ever a comment that stuck in your head though? Like, fuck, like, I don't care, but I do care because it's kind of engraved in me.
Not from what I can remember, but there was like one or two that I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
It got to me like that. Like, oh, no, I'm not doing that. And then like it got to me in a way where I was telling my homie, I was like, you really think I'm doing this? And he's like, nah. Like, you're just saying that shit, huh?
Yeah. Don't agree with me, dog.
Yeah,
Tell
you're one
me.
of them, you fucking pussy. You did this to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too many. In fact, I tell a lot of my like people that I work with, I tell them, don't. Like, people like to respond because like they get like irritated.
Oh,
with
like
it.
your homies? Yeah.
Right. And I
Yeah.
said, don't respond to them. Just laugh at them. That's their
Yeah.
job to do it. You know what I mean? That's their job to like put you down.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Fucking trolls, right?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Internet trolls.
Exactly. And you're putting yourself out there. You're trying to do something with your life, and that's even a threat to them.
Yeah.
Because they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that talk about you or don't like what you do is probably something that they want to do or just don't like the way that you're making them feel, which is ahead of them.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's good to know. But I always say this. I bring this up because, you know, when I first started this, which is recently,
Right.
someone in YouTube, they're like, man, this sucks. They should make podcasting equipment more expensive. And I'm laughing. I'm like, yeah,
It's funny,
you're right,
though.
man. But in the back of my head, like, damn, does this shit suck? Or what?
Yeah.
Like, should I keep going? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
no, it's natural though. So think
Yeah.
about that too. It's natural. So don't ever think what I'm thinking or feeling, how I'm feeling this way is, dang, should I? It's natural. It's
Yeah.
natural to feel like that. You know what I mean?
for sure.
I'm pretty sure that, I mean, look at the stars. There's stars today that like cry online and be like, I've been bullied my whole life. And you're like,
Yeah.
you kind of been in the camera for like your whole 40 years that you've been in. And now you want to cry that someone, said you have a cockeyed.
Yeah.
You've been having that.
Yeah.
We already knew that. You know what I mean? So it's just stuff like that it's like I like it to they're followers, they're supporters. Bad
for
publicity is good publicity, dog. How I see it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. You think so? You think?
I mean, not unless you're like butt naked nude and it's like, oh, that's bad. But if you're like you went online and someone like caught you like saying, I don't give a shit, and it's like it doesn't look as good, but it's going crazy, who knows? Some people might agree with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So some people will be like, he has a point, and then some people are like, this is so wrong. It's all good.
Yeah, for sure.
They're always gonna have something to say about you.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, what was the safe path that you didn't take?
The safe path I didn't take, I would say sticking around and hanging around a lot. So I don't hang around as much, and that's because we just got things to do, man. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of rich people that hang out with their friends. It's because they're so busy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing that I've learned from other people I worked with as content creators that do this every day.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That they don't have no life but content creating, which is their life. And I always wanted to say, like, how do you get to that? But it's just a work ethic. They don't hang around. They don't do certain things where they're like, oh, I'm just going to go and kick it with the homies. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying never, but I'm mostly saying, like, on a weekday, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like, you got things to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're not busy, then you're doing something wrong. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
If you're busy schedule, I can't make it, you're doing something right. You know what I mean? You have a schedule, you have things that you want to accomplish. That's a first step right there. Having a schedule, what you want to do. You know, people like vision boards. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of them, but I do write things down of what I want to take care of.
Yeah.
So I think that's a bigger thing for me. Some people have it different, you know what I mean? But I write things down.
Yeah.
Like, and this needs to get done because if I don't make this happen, then what's my next step?
Okay.
You know, because every dream is just a dream until you make it reality.
Nice. Yeah. So you write things down.
Yeah.
I know calendar wise, but do you do it as manifestation? Like, hey, I will be this, or I am this by this, or
I say it out loud with my prayers.
okay, okay,
So when I pray, I will say like I'm gonna be one of the best comedians. I'm going to be
okay.
one of the best content creators. More opportunities will come for me.
Yeah,
More
yeah.
this, things that I want to see attracting to me. I
Okay.
will say them out loud.
Okay.
Just as well with my prayers. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Because God hasn't gotten me. I mean, sorry, God has gotten me everywhere where I need to be
Right.
just by the grace of Him.
Amen.
You know what I mean? So I always look at that like, hey man, like when people think I'm going so well, I just say, hey, just pray, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all you could do. Like you're gonna go through the lumps, you're gonna go through the bumps. You just gotta pray.
Yeah,
You know.
for sure, man.
So
Amen.
I think that when you're having someone, you have some type of faith. It's good to have on your shoulders because a lot of the people they're losing faith. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's good to see even the younger crowd carrying that back up though. If you ever
Yeah,
see
yeah.
it, like there's a lot of young people out there that are now going to Bible study,
Yeah.
trying to having that out, putting the word of God in their hearts.
Yeah.
And it's because of social media.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? People think it's a vibe to go to a Bible study. Hey, then it's a vibe.
Yeah.
Then go.
Get some matcha,
Yeah,
some
I don't
coffee.
care. They want to kick it. There's girls there. Go.
Yeah, go.
If you're going for the wrong reasons, it might turn into the right reason. You get what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Because you're thinking one way, and God has another plan for you in another way.
Exactly.
So I really think the younger generation, even younger than me, like the 15s to 16-year-olds, are carrying that load with wanting to be better, and I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. And I watch sports, so I see a lot of young sports athletes, praising God first. And
Yeah.
before they used to like, I don't know if it was intentional, but they would like cut it off. They would
Right.
cut it off, and now it's just they let it rip. They let
Right.
it go.
Right.
Which
They
is
have
good.
to.
Yeah,
They have to. And I think that's what needs to be said because it could be someone's favorite player. It could be someone that goes by this person. Like I used to watch a lot of Damian Lillard. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Because
yeah.
I like what he stands for. You get what I mean? He's not very in the limelight. He's very like to himself, but he's gonna make a presence when he
Yeah,
plays.
Yeah,
Because he works at
He's
it.
a grinder. Yeah.
Exactly. The guy's about to do a 3-point contest with a torn Achilles.
Dang.
I
I've
mean, I
always
don't know what
wanted
else
him.
you want
I've
me to
always
tell
wanted
him.
him on the Lakers, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're a Laker
yeah.
fan or not. But
Nah, I'm a Portland fan.
Portland?
But because of
okay.
him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like I was a player watcher for the longest. I used to like
Oh,
D Wade
okay.
for a long time.
Okay.
And that's because he came from Marquette. Like he didn't have no one in the squad. He won one with Shaq, which is
Yeah,
he had
that's
all
true.
the right team, but Shaq wasn't in his prime like
Yeah,
that.
he was already
you know what I mean?
older.
He was
huh?
solid still.
Yeah, he was older already.
Right. So when he won with like Wade, I mean with Bosch and Braun, I was kind of like, yeah, it's expected, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember that
So
time.
I kind of like drifted away once he started teaming up. I was like, he's not doing the same. You know what I mean? He's not
Yeah.
being the guy that I liked watching. So then I went to Damian, and I was watching his rookie year, and I was like, damn, this guy's a killer. He's
Yeah,
young.
I wanted him to win one with the
Oh, I
Blazers.
know,
Even
man.
though I'm not a fan, but I'm like,
He
needs
could,
one there.
yeah.
Man.
Everyone wanted. If it's crazy, he's like, I've been a Blazers fan for so long that people were like, I just watch the Blazers now because of
Yeah.
you, and I'm like, dude, they're a good team. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They grind. I like watching the non-major teams because a lot of people like deflate from basketball because of how the major players are. Don't play no defense. They get hit and they go off, flopping.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Luka,
Stuff like that.
LeBron.
They don't like a lot of major things
Yeah.
because it's shying away from the game.
Yeah.
But I was like, bro, you gotta watch the sucky teams. That's where it's at, dog. They're
That's where they
hooping.
grind, yeah.
That's where it's at. They're hooping, because his players want to make a name for themselves. So what are they doing? They're trying their hardest, playing defense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Making the right play.
Okay,
Being
okay.
a basketball player instead of, call a screen. I'm gonna jack one from 30.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe get a foul that he barely touched me. Complain and stay down there while my team gets back. It's like, you don't want. Why are you watching this guy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Did this guy get there like this? No, he got there from hustling back, getting on, making assists, doing
Yeah,
other
yeah.
things. So,
Yeah.
my bad, I
So
rambled.
no,
on.
you're good, man. No, but you're talking about stars, man. In the comedian world, who do you look up to?
For comedians, I watch a lot of Sebastian Maniscalco.
Okay.
So I really like his old structure of comedy. He's a very physical comic.
Okay.
He doesn't crowd work at all. He's very like, I wrote some things down. You're going to listen to it. I like Dave Chappelle because it's a dark comedy, and his setup jokes, everything like that. Like I was telling you, Tony Rock. Tony Rock's a killer.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. George, even watching older George, great.
Okay.
If you see old school George, and I'm not just saying like, not his specials. Go and watch YouTube of like where he used to be at the Ice House. If you watch his clips, obviously he looks younger.
Yeah.
But like his material is way different. his speed on punchlines and everything like that. I mean, obviously you would
George
go in,
Lopez, right?
right.
George, okay.
If you see it in him, you can notice a difference.
Yeah.
Which I like, because I'm like, dang, this is crazy to see like his material now and material back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The evolution, that him
yeah.
evolving and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I really like that. So about 4 of those guys I used to watch all the time, just like studying them, see what they're like, because I like physical comedy.
Yeah, yeah. I remember in 2008, one of my friends put me on to George Lopez, and I was like the first time I had tears in my eyes from watching comedy.
Yeah,
because it's hard for me to like laugh. Like,
right.
It has to be like, I don't know, for them. I think it was because it was relatable when he was
Right.
talking about like the Hispanic family.
Right. Mexican
But I was just laughing, man. I was like, oh shit, I don't have tears in my eyes. That's crazy.
That's good, man.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good. Yeah, no. He's been around for a while. He's definitely a Viking in this. You know what I mean? Which is great. I wish older comedians would help out younger comedians as much as some do. I'm not gonna lie, but a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
But I get it as well, because there's like a two-way sport. You know what I mean? It's like you got to think. There's no one that helps you out in golf. It's a one-man sport.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So there's not going to be really many people that are willing to be like, here, I'll help you out while they're getting their fame, while they're still in their prime, while they're still doing their thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of comedians are doing better. A lot of comedians are doing good. Up and rising comedians that are, killing.
Yeah.
So I do think I wish some can help. And I'm not going to say all don't, because I've seen a lot of people that are older comedians that will bring up, younger comedians. I'm loving that, so I definitely think he's going to be a big old staple in this comedy game when he goes, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people said he switched up,
Yeah, that's
like
that's what you obviously hear. So, I mean, I never like to speak on someone like that, because it's always like a two-way he said, she said.
Yeah, because you don't really know the situation.
Right, you never
You
know,
don't know
like,
the backstories.
Exactly. But when you hear it 100 times, it's probably true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, no, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, for sure, man. Do you have a mentor right now that's helping you, or that was helping you?
No. It's kind of just me. Yeah. I want to do my own thing. So I would work with people, and then it came to a sense of like, I kind of want to do my own route. This is how I want to be, because there's obviously inspiration, inspiration.
Yeah.
Like you have guys like Concrete. You guys have like Jay Valentino.
Yeah.
That have been doing skits for a while, Jesus Sepulveda. Like there's guys that like have been doing skits for a while. So you kind of get courage from them, emulate them, like, hey, like this is how I do it, this is what I do. And just being around those guys, like, learning from them, you learn their work ethic. And I think that's what stuck with me the most with them, is just they want to do it. Like there's no like ifs, ands, or buts. Like you have to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was doing skits I barely started skits like a year and a half ago. A year and like 3/4, And I was telling him like, yeah, I think I'm gonna put one out like every other week or every other 2 weeks. And he was like, you're not gonna get anywhere with that. You're not gonna do anything. He's like, what is that? And I was like, well, I just need time. He's like, you want to do it? You want to do it now, or you want to do it later?
Yeah.
And it's like, it all depends. And then it goes back to what I was saying. Like you're gonna put in what you get out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
So
it's crazy because he's been famous for a while, right? On social media, Concrete, but it feels like it's almost overnight success. But he's been putting out content, right? I saw him about a year ago I saw him and Duno at the airport.
Oh, okay.
And
cool.
not a lot of people recognize him.
Right.
I recognize him, but I don't want to be like a group like, hey, what's up, man? But now he's just blowing up, over 1 million followers. He's doing it, and you look at it, you'll be like overnight success. But no, man, this guy was grinding.
Yeah, 100%.
Just a year ago, nobody really knew. Like,
yeah, you kind of had to know. You know what I mean? And honestly, skits weren't really like that about 10 or 12 years ago. If you think about it, it was Vine.
Oh, that's
Vine
right.
was where it's at, bro. With him, like I said, it was Vine. So you kind of had to like be into it, and that's what what's his name? That was the black dude, the light skinned black dude. I think his name is King Batch. I don't know if you remember him.
I don't remember him. No.
So King Batch is still doing comedy, but now before that, he was like a crazy guy on Vine. He was like going crazy on Vine, and then Vine got TikTok, and people were missing Vine, but TikTok was the way, and then it started just becoming skits. But before that was what? Mad TV.
Oh, that's right.
Then you had Mad TV skits. So you had like guys like Ari Spears, Bobby Lee, Angelina. Like these guys were just doing skits. Then you had the Keenan Peele, right?
I don't remember him.
So Keenan Peele is the guys that the bald guy. They do the Barack Obama. Ever seen that skit where the guy was like Barack Obama?
Oh,
They're
you know what?
imitating, he's like,
Yeah.
oh, what's up, man?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Dude, okay, so the guy that writes Get Out, the guy that writes Nope, the guy that writes Us, all those scary guys is Keenan Peele.
Okay.
So he was doing skits before with Mad TV. Oh man, if you watch them, they're crazy.
Yeah.
You know, just by doing those skits, and that was sketch comedy. You know what I mean? So then after that, who was also doing sketch comedy? And you had Nickelodeon. You had the Amanda Show. You had stuff like that that was like sketch comedy as well. Even some of Drake and Josh is almost like a sketch comic.
Yeah,
you get what I mean?
Yeah,
Obviously, it's more like, you know, episodes and stuff like that, but it's still sketch comedy. You know what I mean? It's nothing like a TV show where it's like it's gonna go on a movie. You know what I mean? So I think with that, it's been generations. Just now, everyone's just doing it now. You know what I mean?
Anyone could do it now, huh? With their phones. Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
And for your skits, are you guys doing it with phones or
Right.
or professional cameras?
No, phones.
All phones.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know if you've seen them. They look like
They
camera?
look good. No, they
Yeah,
they look awesome, dude.
Thank
like
you, thank you.
the Friday ones. And
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
well, I did you guys through it was Jay Valentino's where it was in his house when it was the three twins or something like that.
Oh, the triplets one.
Yeah, so that's when that's when I found out about you,
Okay.
Darby, and
Right.
you know the rest. And
Right. Yeah. We actually all went there for there was like 8 of us. And we're like, let's just write. Let's just go in what we can think of. So people have different schedules. So those girls, they needed to leave at a certain time. So we got them with, let's do this skit. And then we worked with 2 or 3 more skits. But when you get content creators and you just go in, it's almost like they're in the studio. You know what I mean? You guys are just like, let's do this one, punch this one out. What about this one? Some people won't like them. Some people will. You know what I mean? That's the good and bad about working with someone.
Oh, you're talking about your peers.
Right,
Okay, okay.
right. You know, some people will be like, no, I don't really want to do that one. Or some people will be like, yeah. So it just depends. I work well with others. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to do it, let's do it. I don't care. You know what I mean?
So who wrote the line of "I take bigger shits than you"?
She did. yeah. Oh, we're kind of, honestly, I don't know if she did, but we were kind of like just throwing shit out there. You know what I mean? Like, so. Yeah.
Do
But
that,
she's
man.
always into that role. So I always thought, this is not far off from you, girl.
Yeah.
So she was like, yeah, let's do it.
Fuck
So
yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, the skits are great, man.
thank you, man.
I like
Thank
them,
you.
man. I was like, man, good thing let's get into this bombing. Have you ever bombed?
Bombed.
And what does that do to your confidence, dude? Like when nobody's watching or you're just by yourself.
So now I turn bombing into they're way better. I take them way better. But
Okay.
my first 2 years, oh man, I wanted to kill myself so many
Really?
times. Yeah, because I didn't know how to take it. You know what I mean? You don't know really how it comes until it comes after you. So once you witness that and feel that, then it's different. It's different. But at first, my first 2 bombs were actually people that were actually like saying that I suck, get off the stage.
Really?
Yeah, which is great. You know what I mean? Because you gotta. I feel like that's the worst.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get worse than you suck. Get off the stage. You know, that's kind of like the worst. Which I didn't know how to take. So at that time, I literally did what they said.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Really? Oh shit. And they're
Yeah,
probably
you
what
didn't
the
know how to
fuck?
take it. You know what I mean? So you kind of just
Yeah.
went with it. You're like, all right, I'll get off.
Yeah. And that was like the first year?
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
first 2 years, like first, a year and a half, I would say.
Okay.
And then the second year was getting better. And like now, I'm not gonna say I don't bomb, but I would say I can maybe squeeze out of it, or maybe like
Oh,
you know
that's
what I mean,
good, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Keep working with it. I haven't done a full on bomb where they didn't like me for the whole set in a while.
Yeah,
but I would say like maybe I start off bombing and then boom, I got him.
Yeah.
Boom. Then we're up. So it kind of like it depends how you weed it out. You know what I mean? If you're in a hole, dig yourself out of it. You know. But
Yeah.
You know, there's been times, honestly, one of my first epic bombs was in a hall with 122 people, right?
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, it was like one of my first big shows. And I was like, I was nervous, but I was nervous for like, dang, I hope they like it. I wasn't nervous to bomb, if that makes sense. Because I was only looking at it one way, like I have to say my material. Now, if I was to do up there, I would obviously be like, okay, now it's just pure crowd work. Let's just work with people. You know what I mean? Let's pick them out the crowd. because that's the type of crowds I can see now from a mile away.
Yeah.
So you kind of weed it out, like what kind of crowd is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's an all material crowd, just do material. They don't want to be talked to.
Yeah.
If they want to be talked to, that's what that you.
Okay.
Most of the time, the raza wants to be shit talked to all the time. Most of the time. Right.
Yeah.
Most of the time, the white people, they want to be like material.
No,
Please
say
don't
your
look at
joke.
me. Right.
Hey, brother. Say your
Yes,
joke.
please. My parking ticket's outside. I only have 20 minutes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like they want to. But raza, fucking even the black community, they want to be shit talked to. They like it.
Yeah.
So I've actually done really well I've actually done really well and really bad in a black audience. So I like that.
Really?
Because they make you work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're gonna
yeah.
let you know for sure. You know if you're funny or not.
Yeah.
They'll let you know in the first 2 seconds.
What was that time when it went wrong? What was going on?
So, first time I bombed was with it was like a show, but an open mic at the same time. So, what an open mic is basically a mic where comics go to work out their stuff. You know what I mean? They're not gonna really go out and say they're gonna go out and mostly say their new stuff.
Yeah.
So I went out and I was trying out some new stuff, but the host, she was black at the time. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna make a joke about the host. But it was nothing like bad or anything. It was more like I told her I like her braids. I was like, they remind me of the girl on Friday. I was like, remember Smokey's ex? Where Craig at? Or no, I was like, with Craig's ex, where Craig at? Damn, she didn't like that shit at all. I was like, why? I thought we're all friends here, you know what I mean? And yeah, she came up and she kind of was going back at it with me, and I let her go. You know what I mean? And was it wrong of her?
Yeah.
A little bit. I think because she took it too personal.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in a sense of like, okay, they didn't laugh. You're not gonna laugh. That's fine. I understand why they're not laughing. We're all comics in here.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So I was trying out some new stuff. It was last year too, so it was kind of like I was newish a little bit. So I was kind of just trying out some things, but yeah, she didn't like that one. But I mean, it didn't bother me because I'm like, we're all joking. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean?
What she said at the end, like whatever, like
She was more like, she started going into like personal stuff. So when I was like, you're going personal, that's when I knew. I was like, oh, okay, you got really mad. Because I was like, okay, I guess I can't joke about, black woman's hair.
Yeah.
But it was nothing of like, it's bad. It was more like, I like it. I told her I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know if she missed that part, but I was like, I'm complimenting you. And I said, it reminded me of a movie that we all like.
Yeah.
So I don't know. She kind of took it the wrong way, but I'm like, if you're going to take comedy like that, like, this is not the business to be in comedy, girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And she's a comedian, right? She was hosting.
Yeah. She got mad about it, but I was like, and that's the thing too, is like, there's this documentary called The Red Book. And it's all the comedians that have ever bombed. So you have Kevin Hart, Jerry Seinfeld, Dave Chappelle, Sebastian, like all these people that have like bombed, right?
Yeah,
and they're telling you these stories because they remember.
Yeah.
And honestly, you're gonna remember your bombs.
Yeah, for sure.
But there was one guy that was saying like, if you're in this business to get personal, and you're gonna take it personal, and you take it more than a day or two, then you're in the wrong business. But if you kind of like take it for the day and like let it roll off your shoulder the next day and you're back in, you're in the right business.
Yeah.
So I think maybe she kind of took it personal, but it didn't bother me. I left after, and I was like, all right, I'm out.
You kind of almost gotta have thick skin to be
Very
in that game.
thick skin.
Or even to go attend one, man.
Right. I mean, I do all my stuff by myself either way. So it's like, it's mostly like I'm going by myself. But you guys want to jump me, jump me. I don't care. You know what I mean? But no one's taking it like that. No one's saying stuff like that where it's like you're a comic and you're saying some messed up shit. You know what I mean? So I've never said anything really, really bad where I'm like, oh shit, this can kind of like get a drink thrown at me.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean?
Have you ever had that?
No.
Or someone want to fight you, like?
No, because I think that's just not my comedy. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
if I'm gonna clown on someone, like I clown on like where everyone can see it. So like I had like my last show, there's a table full of dudes. And I said, oh, let's give it up for the cheater table. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
And they all laughed at it because there was no girls. And I'm like, where are the girls at? They're all at home. I get it. You guys are looking for some new ones. I said, why your wedding rings all have tan lines on them? You know what I mean? Like, where are your wedding rings at? I can see your tan line on your wedding ring, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Or I went into like bald heads. I was like, I knew the raza in here. That was just all the bald heads. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you just kind of go off stuff like that. But they didn't take it personal. You know what I mean? Because it's
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm telling you guys are cheaters, but no one believes you're cheaters. You know what I mean? But if they look and they all liked it, it's just more of a group laugh.
Yeah,
Not
okay.
necessarily like, hey, what's going on? You look like shit. Like, you know what I mean? What are you wearing? It's
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
that's just not my comedy. Because it's like, that's just not jokes to me.
Yeah.
Like when you have to go personal stuff, it's not jokes to me.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? But if
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're really short, then we have to call it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
jump on the table to get on, your
Yeah,
seat? You know what I
yeah.
mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Remind me not to sit when I go see you, man, in the front. You use that one on me.
That's the thing is I tell you, like sometimes I'll riff, but sometimes most of the part I'll riff. But
For sure.
yeah.
But what was the first moment you thought like, okay, like I might actually be good at this?
I think one of my first good shows. So there's a difference from laughing, and then there's a difference from the whole stadium laughing. You get what I mean? So
yeah.
when I felt one time, like one specific time that I remember that like I did very well in, to feel like, because I have laughs, but you have like pond laughs where it's like this side will laugh, maybe not this side, blah blah blah, or maybe this side will laugh. And now this type of laugh was definitely like, oh shoot, like I can do something with this.
Yeah.
Because it was the fact that everyone in there, and with that,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like an energy like thrown to you. It's
Yeah,
weird.
yeah,
I,
yeah.
Like I can't explain it until like
Yeah.
you would like, obviously.
Did you get like goosebumps or like what? Like
No, it was like an adrenaline rush.
Oh,
It was like a
shit.
doing like a
Yeah.
line. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's just like, it was like, because it's like they all laughed at the same time.
Yeah.
So I remember like I was at a show, and I'll tell you, there was like, I was doing a show, and it's like a show where it has a lot of depth. So it's like like here, and then there's more people in the back, more people in the back.
Okay.
But sometimes if you're not like, you don't have the crowd, the back will talk, and then they'll start turning into the front.
Oh,
So it's
okay,
almost
okay.
like you have to like, your comedy has to like bring them down, where they
Oh,
shut
okay,
up and they're
okay.
listening to you.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was coming off with like a lot of stuff that people were coming off with that they were already liking. So they like a lot of gay jokes. So they like a lot of raza jokes. So they like a lot of talk about me jokes, which is cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I went in talking based off like, oh, who's boning who? You know what I mean? Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where they kind of like, everyone's involved. You know what I mean? And then I was doing a joke, and these three hyenas came out from the side. And they were loud, bro. They were so loud that they couldn't even understand the show was going on. Okay, so, and I had to yell. So I was doing my joke, and I stopped my joke, and I literally had to say, hey, do you guys not see there's a show going on?
Yeah.
And they start laughing about it, right? And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, listen, guys, let's give it up for the Santa Fe Springs SWAT meet cheerleaders right here. Bro, and they went
Fuck.
belligerent. Where I was like, oh shoot, I didn't even think that was gonna work. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? Like I was
It was
just going
natural,
off like
yeah.
what I saw them. Dude, they were
funny.
rolling for like a good like minute. I was like, shut up. I only have 10 minutes. You know what I mean? You guys are taking some of my time now.
Yeah, yeah.
But like things like that, you just got to keep punching them.
Yeah.
So I went in more on them. Like they can't even find their seats. You know what I mean? Listen, you're
So they were already all pedas.
yeah, they were gone. They couldn't even find their seat. I was like, your Nissan Altima is going off as well. Go check that outside. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I think when that moment I realized like, oh shoot, like this can do something right now for me.
Yeah, for
So.
sure, man. But that's a crazy skill to have to like, even you said like 100 plus people, like
Yeah.
to keep them engaged and just have that presence. Like,
Right.
do you read books or like how do you gain that skill, or you just have it naturally?
I think it's more confidence. So I think that's what like has helped me tons. And then with confidence comes with repetition. So when you
okay.
get on stage, it's not like I'm getting on for the first time.
Yeah, yeah.
So now I'm getting
Okay.
on for more than multiple times. Now you're just adding people. Okay, so now you kind of study on like, okay, maybe you're doing bad. No crowd work. Maybe go into material. Oh shoot, material's not working. Go back to crowd work.
Okay,
So it's almost like you're pivoting with them to unlock a key to like everyone to laugh.
yeah.
Because you'll have people that like are gonna laugh. I mean, they're there for that. And then you'll have people that are like, oh, they're kind of drunk, so we're gonna talk a little bit here and there. But if you like call them out, you know what I mean, it kind of grabs everyone. So once I call someone out, it's almost like they like to see someone get called out, and that shuts them up.
Okay.
So I think with like I said, bombing, that got me used to it real quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was funny because when I was bombing that one time, I was bombing and I looked. And everyone just starts talking. Like, no one's listening to me, right? It's like 100 people. They're like, all right, let's
Yeah.
eat. Let's go back to eating. Let's grab a drink at the bar. You know what I mean? Everyone's leaving, right?
Yeah.
and except one Raider fan. One Raider fan is looking at me locked in, like, I got you, dog. And I was like, damn. I'm looking around. I'm like, damn, I'm going down, bro. I have nothing. I said that out loud. I was like, damn, I have nothing. I'm going down. And the Raider fan looked at me. He's like, yeah, you going down big time. And when he agreed with me, that made me laugh. And I was like, there's only at least one, you know?
Yeah.
But even he knew, you know what I mean? So I think that was like humbled me and like really want to like get back in the lab, like go and practice more and more. You're just not ready for this.
Yeah.
So that's all it is. You're just not ready.
Yeah.
You
Shout
know?
out to him though, man. He's
Right?
probably like, I believe in this fool.
Yeah,
Like,
so he was
gonna-
believing in
come
me. He's
on,
like,
dog.
come on, you pulling out of this one. And then when I was like, I'm going down, he's like, you going down bad.
Yeah. Damn, you guys locked eyes like that?
Yeah, because there was only one guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Damn, man, that's funny.
It was cool.
But who believed in you, bro, before you believed in yourself? I mean, you're a pretty confident guy, man.
Yeah.
Like, you started off, but did you have someone that believed in you more than?
Yeah, I would say my girl for sure, and then like my very close friends.
Okay.
They were just always like, just do it, just get on, like, you know what I mean. And I think because I'm a basketball fan, so I think I was used to play basketball with my homies, and that's what I was doing a lot more than comedy. And I was like, in order to like be good at comedy, I have to put in. So I was shying away from basketball more, and still now to this day I hardly play, but. I shied away from it more because I wanted to be good, so I had to invest into it, which would be confident into my own self.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
Because they believed in me, but then I was like, nah, I sucked. 'Cause, you know, I mean, even my first time going up, I only lasted like a minute.
Really?
Kind of like my first time having sex. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
no. Yeah. I lasted a minute, and I was like, damn, I thought it was shorter.
Did it feel like forever?
Yeah, one of my homegirls was like, nah, you did good. Like, you're solid. And then I looked at my show. I was like, no, I didn't. What the fuck was that, dog?
Yeah.
But it's always good to see how far you've become, you know? Because now I'm looking at my old stuff, and I'm like, damn, you suck.
Yeah. Is it on YouTube? Or
Nah, hell no. It's in
You took
the
it
archives,
down?
baby.
Damn.
It's in the archives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'll put it, like, if I get bigger. Like, you know what I mean? I'll put it out there for, like, a little content.
For sure, man.
But-
I mean, you are, so we're gonna see it. Then.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes,
for
sir.
sure, man. But what changed in how you showed up after the moment, like that you know, you're like, you know what, I could do this. Like, I believe in myself now. Like,
I think what changed was the work ethic. So it goes back to what changed was I wanted to do that. Like I said, getting away from basketball, that took a lot out of me to like, because I love basketball. So like my first love, I had to change it to now comedy. Like it has to be my first love.
Yeah.
Where like I'll go to a show or I'll go to a mic before I go play basketball.
yeah.
You know, so sometimes now like I'll have an itch for the stage and I'll be like, dude, I gotta get on. Like who's having a show tonight? Like who's having a mic? Like where can I go? Even just to be around it, I'll go support.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Are you constantly listening to stuff like instead of music and like locking in or no?
No, because I don't want to drain myself with it.
Okay, yeah.
I like that place of like flowing. So when you have that flow pace, it's more like you're not punching it into your head. Like you need to be in comedy mode all day long.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because honestly, sometimes I'm just like I'm drained. You know what I mean? And it's sad to say, but it mostly comes from my family. That when they want, like when I'm drained and I want to like just kick it, they want to be like, hey, so when are you? What's going on? Have you heard of this? You know, like what are you gonna do now? I'm like, I just want to be your homie.
Yeah.
Don't talk about comedy. Like, you know what I mean?
That leads me into that, bro. Because I think I talked about it with Tortarbi. Do you feel the pressure to always be the funny guy, like in your groups, like when you're hanging out, like you said, like with your family, or where you just want to chill?
Not pressured. I would say with my core family, but maybe if like I haven't seen a couple family members in a while, not pressured in to say, but they're expecting for me to like make them laugh all the time is what I would say. Like, you always hear. I mean, I know they're playing, but they're like, "Come on, tell me a joke, crack me a joke."
Yeah,
and I'll just tell them I'm not working right now. That's it. You know what I mean? That's
clock,
all I was like. Yeah, like I don't want to be like, nah, I don't have any. I'm just like, and I also don't want to be like, come on, man, treat me as a regular person. It's more like, nah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just come to my show.
Or let it come naturally.
Yeah,
Like, if I
yeah,
say something,
exactly,
then like,
exactly, exactly. I'll make you laugh, bro.
Yeah.
We're gonna laugh. We're gonna have a great time.
Yeah,
Don't worry, I'm here.
yeah,
Bro.
yeah.
You know, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm here. We're gonna have a great time. It's more like I'm here. Relax.
Yeah.
Were we not laughing before?
Yeah.
What was going on before?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They almost think like it's almost like they forgot how many times like we all kicked it and laughed with each other already.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I know some people are playing, but some people are like,
Mm-hmm.
are you funny or not? And I'm like, bro, dog, we're just at hibachi.
Yeah.
Can we eat or not?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
I feel like, do you have people coming up to you now? Like, you've been kind of getting more traction. Your skits are getting a lot of views. Like, do you have people like recognizing you and be like, "Hey, what's up, man?"
I've had only like one or two.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's honestly from they seen me from other people's videos as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So like some people were like, I saw you on Valentino,
Yeah.
skits the other day, or I saw you with this person. So it's like that, which is cool. I don't mind. You know what I mean? I'm grateful for everything, but I think mostly is on the comments now. They'll see it.
Okay. Okay.
Like so they'll be like, yeah, like I love you from over here, which is cool. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
for sure.
I do like seeing that a lot. That it's crazy to see that a lot of people will put like their whole business out there, like on a message, on a like not on a message, but more of like a comment. So like a lot of people will be like, I was going through something hard today, and like this just cheered me up. And I like those hit me more than anything else.
Yeah.
Because it's like, damn, bro, like I don't know how close that person was to doing something terrible.
Exactly.
To himself, to others. You never know.
Yeah.
But the fact that this video made him like forget about it, that's all
awesome.
I care about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Right.
Yeah,
So
for sure, man.
that's what I live for mostly is like helping people more of like through laughter.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
the sense of like I'm just doing it to try to get fame, which in a sense, I'm trying to do it for myself. I always tell myself, do it for your own self.
Yeah.
If I start doing it for you guys, I'm not doing my craft.
Yeah.
Because you guys liked me for my craft,
Exactly.
which is what I started from.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one liked me because, this guy said to do more skits like this, so I'm going to do
sense.
that. No. You know what I mean? You got to do it for your own self, because once you stop doing it for yourself, the craft is gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I
For
mean?
sure, it makes sense. Because it's like, okay, yeah, you want to have the liberty, you want to have the money, you need to, you need to survive.
Right.
But like, if you start focusing, like, I just want to be famous, like, well, famous for what? Like,
Right.
no, you're gonna be famous because of
You don't even
what
have a
you were
purpose.
doing. Yeah.
Yeah, you
you
don't
don't
have
have
a
a purpose.
purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You just wanted to get where everyone's at. So it's like,
Exactly.
I guess, but what's your purpose?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like my purpose is like I want to do it for the craft, and I want to do it to make people laugh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what we do. But if I get paid for it, or if I get a show for it, then it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Do I look for that? Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Do I hope it comes? Yeah, of course. No, who doesn't hope a good opportunity comes?
Exactly.
You get what I mean?
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
doesn't
for
like?
sure.
Who doesn't
We all
hope
wanna
money
get
comes?
paid. Yeah.
Of course, bro. We're natural, but am I being like, dude, I hope this skit gets it? Like, no, not at all.
Yeah.
Because I'm more like, okay, what's the next one?
Yeah.
What's the next one? You guys like the Friday one? Cool. What's the next one?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always
That's
has
good to
be-
call it out, because some people stay in that moment and they're like, no, this one has to hit, or like they do it to like, this one's gonna hit, and then it doesn't hit, and like, fuck, like that's it, I'm done.
Yeah, and it'd be the worst ones that I hate on my videos. I'm like, I don't like this one at all, and it bangs.
Yeah.
And I hate that shit, man. Sometimes I'm like, I'll tell the homie, I'm like, I don't like this one at all. And
Yeah,
they'll be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think it's funny. I'm like, I guess. And then like 700K, I'm like, what the hell are you guys looking at?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, whatever. But and then it's funny because my homie knows I don't like it. And some people will comment like, oh, this shit sucks. And I'll comment back like, I know, bro. This shit's trash. And like my homie knows that I don't really like it. And like they don't respond back. My cousin will be like, dog, you're telling him the truth. I'm like, yeah, dude,
like,
it sucks.
it works, huh?
Yeah. And the ones I do like, they do good, but not the ones I think they're going to do good, So
You'll be like, I thought this one would have been
right.
better. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%. There's some that I don't even try on. Like, it'll take me like 30 seconds to make. Bangs. And I'm like, the one I took like 3 hours to make and work on, y'all don't like that one?
Look, I put my sweat and tears into
I'm
this
like,
shit,
damn.
man.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
you're also you're a good actor, man. I
Thank
don't know
you,
if you've
man.
gotten that, but
Yeah.
you're good. Do you feel like you want to take that career on?
Yeah,
later on?
no,
Do
definitely. I actually was doing theater for when I was young.
Oh, okay.
So I did theater a lot, and just knowing the stage and stage presence, just wanted to be different roles, liking a lot of the movies.
Okay.
So I think a lot of movies have driven me to do that, and also direct, because of everything with people directing. I write, because I write for tons of people now still to this day, that are higher up than me or just have more content and they want to like have some ideas, they'll shoot me a text, give me
Okay.
a call. What do you think about this? You know, I'll give them my ideas or
Okay.
what I can do. Like, I think maybe you should do this. You know, give them my
okay.
avenue of
Yeah,
my
yeah.
comedy. And I didn't get that from just being a part of. I had to show my work, you know,
Yeah.
my views of what they're doing. So then a lot of people start tapping into me now, like you know,
Mm.
which I'm grateful for sure.
Yeah.
But I like helping out. You know what I mean? I really do, because no one gets to 1 million without someone around them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? No one does that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's a lot of people that you look around and you're like, how did they do that? And if you look at their team, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
now you get it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
good that you said that, because some people be like, no, I'm not gonna help. I'm not gonna give you my stuff. Like, you're here already. Like, I'm trying to make it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Some people get stuck in that mindset.
Right. They do. Yeah, I'm grateful to meet people that, you know, don't really feel like that. And I think they feel like that because, like I said, the work was showing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think, and at first it was kind of like that. You know, I would put my name out there, be like, hey, if you ever need help, let me know. But I think because I wasn't doing nothing as far as work, it wasn't coming in like that. That's when they were like, he might just be in it just to be, you know, just a little hobby.
Yeah,
You know,
okay,
and
okay.
now me doing rooms, taking it serious, being on shows, doing content, doing the whole 9 yards, booking. They're starting to see like, oh shoot, he's for real.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
for real.
for
Okay.
sure.
So that's what I like.
Heck yeah, man. And is there something that you joke about that actually comes from pain?
Maybe from my dad beating my ass. That I know that got a little dark, huh?
Yeah. I was like, I don't want to laugh at that.
Oh, let's see. Shit. Nah, you know what? Not really. Wait, what was the question again? How was?
Was something that you joke about that comes from pain, but you
Okay.
relieve it as laughter, like you laugh it off.
Okay. I would say maybe the comedy career in general. So I think, obviously, comedy is a joke, but when you laugh about it, that like, you know, this is your career, it almost is a joke because it's like people don't take your career serious until you're up there,
Yeah.
right? Until
Yeah,
you're doing
yeah, I
arenas.
can see that. Yeah.
So it's almost like your whole career is a joke until you make it where I know you.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's a good that's a good way, because overall, if I could say like trauma, I don't bring it in too much,
Okay.
but I do bring it in to like make it relevant for people that is related to the trauma in general.
Gotcha.
So, you know, in general, Mexican parents always hit. You know, that's just what we grew up with.
Yeah.
You know, you do something, okay, do it again. So you learn. You know what I mean?
Chocolate, all that shit,
Exactly. So it was stuff like that I bring in to make
Okay. Okay.
comedy into pain. But nevertheless, like, oh man, like I only have $10 in my pocket today. Like, nah.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
gotcha. Yeah.
So stuff like that, but
For sure.
yeah,
For
nothing
sure,
too
man.
much.
And were you with your girl before you started comedy or no?
Yeah. I was with her before.
Okay. Does she always say like, "Hey, you better not use me," or "You better"?
No, she's always been like, I don't really care,
Okay.
because my girl's older, so I think she just doesn't really give a shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think
Do you ever use you guys' like life into it or no, into your jokes?
what happened?
Do you ever use like stuff that goes on with you and her?
Oh,
in
yeah.
the jokes. Okay.
Yeah, 100%. Because a lot of that stuff it's crazy, because a lot of comedy is relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
What things are going through.
Yeah.
When people go to shows, they're mostly coupled up.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
unless you see two dudes, then you're gonna clown on them. You know what I mean? So it's more of like when you see a couple.
Okay.
That's most of the time they're gonna relate to what you're saying as far as couple material.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And even if it could just be single stuff, like if you're a single, but they're going on a date because they're kind of technically single.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Now it's still gonna hit them because they're still single, but they're a couple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's I definitely use a lot of it as far as now being in a relationship as opposed to when I wasn't in a relationship.
Okay.
So I kind of like give them the benefit of the doubt of like how I was, how I wasn't, which changed, what hasn't, you know, stuff like that. What I came into my single life that carried into my relationship. So
Okay.
stuff like that.
Yeah. And do you see people when they're dating, or as to like when someone's together, like when you walk out there, do you notice that or no?
Um, no, not really. I would say, at least for me,
Yeah,
at least
well,
for
because you don't really do the crowd work, huh? You said,
right,
yeah,
right, right,
okay,
right. I
okay,
kind of have jokes that I want to say
yeah, yeah,
and listen to. If I do call something out, it's gonna be in the moment right there of
mm,
like how
okay,
people look, what they're wearing. You know, if I ever do couples, it has to be like a really like international couple that like, how did you guys
oh,
get together type shit. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Like your
yeah,
countries don't even like each other.
yeah,
You
oh
know,
shit,
stuff like
yeah,
that. But it's stuff like that if I had to pull it out. But I
oh,
haven't
okay,
had to yet. And that's just because I don't do
yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of crowd work
for
like that.
sure,
You know
man.
what I mean?
And how do you craft up like walk us through like how do you craft something up? Do you sit down? Do you have like your little cave that you go into? Like how do you lock in that you're like, you know what, I'm gonna
Yeah.
write something today?
I go to the car for sure. So I'll be in my car.
Okay.
I'll put on some music. And I'll just, dive into it. So sometimes I'll go into like, I'm very pressured to myself to like write new stuff, to have new material, to have a new set.
Okay.
Some comics will have their set for a whole year or two and they'll kill with it. You know what I mean? More power to them, but that's just not me. That's just not how I want to do it. I want to do new stuff every time. And some people say it's good and some people say it's
Yeah.
bad.
No wonder you're friends with Stephanie Tortarbi.
Why she's saying
'Cause
that?
she's the same way. She's
Yeah.
she like new stuff, new stuff. Like
It has to be because I think that's the most challenging thing for comics too. They're scared to say their new stuff. What if it doesn't hit? How are you gonna know?
oh yeah.
How are you gonna know? There's people that are bigger comics that'll be like, I'm gonna go with my old stuff, and you would only know because you're a comic because you've seen them so many times. I've been on shows with you so many times.
Yeah.
But if in a crowd, you might not notice it as much. They might seem strong, but it could be this guy's been saying this material for the last 2 years.
Okay. Yeah.
Is he strong or is he just comfortable?
It's comfortable.
Exactly.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So I think with that, I've always wanted to do that, which I think is great. Because now even bigger comedians have writers for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I think that's what's going to come to me next, maybe from a bigger comic, is like, I'm going to have to go with him on the road and write for him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because I've been offered that already, but I couldn't do it because of work and stuff like that. My kid and stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I appreciate the offer, but it's like, as money wise, bro, like it's just not beneficial to me right now. And I told him too, I'll still help you out. Like if you're on the road and you need something, I'm always still down because it's all about connections. You know what I mean? You don't want to burn bridges. So
Yeah, yeah. So I was gonna ask that, like, since you said no, I don't know how it is in that community. Like, does that burn a bridge? Like, oh no, I'm not gonna hit this guy up again. He said no.
it could and it could not. I think of how they go about it or what their mindsets are thinking as well.
Okay.
And in general, how they are as a person. I mean, you kind of don't know these comics, to be honest, until you are hanging out with them. We all hang out as far as like we're on the same show, so we'll be in the back kicking it. You know what I mean? It's like coworker stuff. But do you really know them to the T of how they're gonna react if you have some controversial or like they don't like what you just said? You don't really know anyone.
Yeah,
Like there's only like a 3 or 4 comics that I really know that like if I said,
Okay.
you look like shit today, they'll take it like, oh, I don't care.
Yeah.
But if I said that to a random comic, he might take it like more like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like disrespect.
Yeah, yeah.
So it could be a disrespect that I'd be like, no, I can't do it because yada, yada, yada. But I usually let them know, like, I would, but this is why I can't.
Okay, okay.
But I will still be able to work with you if you want to help edit, if you want to help do and write some things.
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
down to do that.
Okay. So who are, if the money's right, who are you dropping everything for and saying, all right, I'm going with you?
Oh, Sebastian, easily. That guy sells out tours,
Really?
sells out arenas where it's like going with Kevin Hart. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
going with Dave Chappelle. It's like you're gonna be at the top.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think with them, it's like you have to take that road. And I think he would pay well, to be honest, for the
Yeah.
amount of money he makes. So no matter what, I think he would for sure pay well. But yeah, I would for sure drop it and just do
Yeah,
it
yeah.
because that's an opportunity for sure. Even if I have to take off comedy where I'm not doing comedy, but I'm just writing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's still in a game of little legit comedy. You know what I mean? I could write for myself and put these to the side and be like, I'm going to use these ones for me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure, man. It probably gives you more time to lock in for yourself too, huh?
100%, bro.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
And so what did you have to unlearn anything to grow in this?
Yeah, wording,
career?
bro. You have to learn wording with comedy. Because a lot of comedy is not what you think of just being funny. It's how you connect with the audience. what you say to the audience. They really dissect what you say.
Yeah.
Because some people will go to shows and think they know comedy. Like, that's not a real joke. Oh, I don't like how you said that, but it's the way they didn't like it. You know what I mean? It's the wording. You know what I mean? So I always tell someone, like, there's a guy that does a joke, right? I think Bill Burr does a joke, and he was like, if you add the word fuck in front of a sentence, it immediately amps it up.
Okay.
So if it was like, he goes like the other guy. I was walking down the street and I told him, yeah, you know that Chinese guy down the street, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he told me that, blah, blah, blah. Right? He was like, oh, but now I added, yeah, you know that fucking Chinese guy down the street? It looks worse than what it is. And he was like, that's just on one word. That can like change a whole direction of a joke by thinking, now you're racist, now you're this, now you're that, by just one word. Before, they probably wouldn't think like that as far as if I said, yeah, that Chinese guy down the street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But if I'm like,
So it's kind of
Chinese
like
guy.
anchors on like anchors.
Right.
Okay. So how do you learn that though?
So you learn it from, so comedy is always a negative place, if you think about it. Comedy is never like, I got in today and I got a good job. So I just got married. No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
But if I walked in, I was like, dude, I just crashed my car. My wife cheated on me with my brother, you know, and I lost my job. Everyone's like, hell yeah. It sucks, right? That's people will cheer that shit on.
Yeah.
More than someone else, you got a good job and you're actually doing good in life.
Yeah.
So with that, you word it with, now you're learning, okay, I don't like, boom, they're locked in. What annoys me is, boom, they're locked in.
Okay.
Because it's negative.
Yeah.
People are attracted to negative stuff. Even online. You see the biggest views are from people getting beat up, blown up, shot. You know, cruel stuff.
Yeah,
It's
the
like, I
drama,
have a lot
the
of
negative
views.
stuff. Yeah.
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 And it's not the fact that like we like it. It's just the fact that it doesn't go on in their worlds. So it's unordinary to see. So when you see something unordinary, you're kind of like, okay, let me just see what happens.
Yeah.
You know, I might type like, oh, this is so wrong, but I watched it. Or I might type, this is hell yeah. You know, no one will ever know. You know what I mean? Some guy getting blown up. Yeah, this was an idiot. But that's going to show more on your algorithm that you liked it.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So little wording that people will like, it's really the wording. So sometimes like when you go in and lock in for a new set, I'll go into like, what wording was I using on this joke that was not working for them? Why didn't it grab them sooner? You know what I mean?
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So what do you think someone that's new coming in, like say this year I want to be a comedian, do you think that's the number one tip you would give them? Or what would it be?
The number one tip I would give someone to don't want to do comedy is consistency. So if you want to do this, just be consistent and you'll do good.
Yeah.
There's really no recipe of like, you should do it like this, at least for me, because everyone's path is different. You know, I can meet someone tomorrow and get blown up. Why this guy has been doing it for 12 years and I got a decent shot at nothing.
Yeah.
But that's because why? Maybe I was consistent more. Maybe I was doing this more. I was showing up more on time. I was trying to investigate, you know. When you start wanting to do something, that's with everything as far as mechanics, as far as working at McDonald's. When you start wanting to do something, you know, you don't just be a manager. You start off at the cashier. Then you work fries. Then you work burgers. Now you're working the grill. Now you're managing people for the manager. It's all steps to get there.
Yeah.
So I don't know where I'm at. I could be on fries right now, but I don't know. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is I got to fries because I worked at the cashier first. I did my time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm still doing my time. There's a lot of time still left. You know what I mean? There's tons of time. Comedy. Like I said, do I wish I would have started sooner? Yeah, of course. But I think I started at a great time.
Yeah.
Just for myself. So
We're pretty new, man. 3 years in.
Yeah.
Does it feel like you've been doing it for a long time, or no? Does it feel like you're still new?
Yeah, it still feels like I'm new. I think when I have a set schedule and I have a manager booking me everywhere, then I'll probably feel like, damn, I've been doing this for a while.
Shoot, yeah.
But I think when you are doing everything yourself, it feels like you're just grinding. You're grinding.
For sure, my man.
Yeah.
So what are we looking at in the next 5 to 10 years, man? What do we expect from you? Skits, a movie, more shows?
I want to get on a TV show if I could.
Okay.
I also want to do a movie if I could. And then I also want to get on bigger stages.
Okay.
So I'm looking to hopefully get my own Well, and honestly, in 5 years, I do want to headline a lot more shows now, so where I'm the main
Okay.
attract.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Hopefully, I'll get some Drew and friends pull up, and now we do a whole show where people that I like that I bring around, wanting to see me as well. So
Okay.
yeah, I think I have those goals, but step by step. As first, try to build my audience first. Let them know that this is my comedy, this is my type of style.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and grow. Now come see me at a show. Just connect and keep connecting and keep elevating with connections.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
For sure, my man. Well, thank you for coming down,
Hey,
man,
man.
and
Appreciate
talking
it.
with us. And it was a great conversation.
Hell
man.
yeah, man.
Appreciate
it was fun. Thank you.
Thank
Hope
you,
to be
mama.
back, man.
Alrighty.
Thank you.